Man, picture this. You're merging onto the interstate with a car full of screaming kids, groceries spilling out the back, and some hotshot in a Camaro revs up next to you, like he's got the world on a string. You glance over, he smirks, then you floor it, and that wood-paneled beast you're driving smokes him to the horizon without breaking a sweat. Sounds like a fever dream, right? Wrong. These 80s wagons were the ultimate family wolves in sheep's clothing, hauling your whole damn life while hiding enough grunt to embarrass a Ferrari. And the sleeper king of the bunch. Stick around to the end, cause the one I'm saving will make you hunt one down tomorrow. I'm Rusty, your co-pilot on this greasy-fingered joyride through the golden age of long roof legends. Over here at Gearhead Garage, we don't polish turds, we resurrect M. Buckle up, we're diving into 8 forgotten haulers that turned soccer mom duty into straight-up adrenaline therapy. Let us start with the one that feels like a time capsule from when Detroit still built M-like battleships. The 1985 Oldsmobile Custom Cruiser. God, what a tank, 119 inches between the hubs, a 5.7-liter diesel V8, or that thirsty 307 gas burner, and enough rear cargo to swallow a garage sale. Folks forget this beast, cause by 85, everyone was chasing fuel sippers, but slide behind the wheel. And it's like hugging a cloud made of iron. I once loaded mine with a couch, a fridge, and my brother-in-law's ego for a 500-mile haul to the dune-sipped 18 on the highway. No sweat. And when a punk and a Firebird thought he'd lane split us, one nudge of the pedal, and poof, taillights for days. It's no rocket, but that rear drive poise. Pure 70s muscle hangover, whispering try me while your family's napping in the back. Underdog status, total eclipse fewer than 10K built. Now rarer than an honest politician. Now crank the clock back a hair to the 1983 Chevy Caprice estate. Ah, the Woody that defines suburbia, but don't let those fake panels fool ye. This bad boy's 305 V8 could hustle 0 to 60 in under 10 if you bagged it right, and with seating for 9. It's the original minivan slayer. History nugget. This is the blueprint for the Griswold's truckster in Vacation Room. Clark's feverish road trip meltdown. Yeah, that reliability was no joke. My uncle had one that clocked 300K before the tranny waved white. Off the wall bit. Under that boat-like hood, it shared guts with the Corvette's corporate cousin. So swap in a 350, and suddenly your grocery getter's drag stripping. I test drove a barn find last summer, rusty as hell, but the way it floated over potholes, wind howling through the vents like a ghost story, felt alive. Man, like the cars telling you secrets from the assembly line. Why'd we forget it? Minivans crashed the party, but this wagon's heart was pure American excess space for dreams, power for nightmares. Shifting gears to something with a little more Euro swagger, the 1986 Volvo 740 Turbo Wagon, boxy. Hell yes. But that square-rigged Swede was a brick shithouse 2.3-liter four-banger with a turbo that spooled like a jet turbine, cranking 162 horses and all-wheel grip that laughed at black ice. Families loved the tank-like safety gearheads, that sleeper surge when the boost hit, pinning you back while soccer gear flew in the back. Fun fact, Volvo trolled Lotus in ads back then. When your family outgrows your sports car, get one of these. Spot on. I borrowed my buddy's 87 for a cross-state run, kids glued to the seats. Me grinning like a fool as it outran a 911 on a twisty back road. Surprise twist. Those rear-facing third-row jump seats perfect for smuggling moonshine or just watching the world blur by in reverse. Forgotten cause we traded safety for cup folders. But damn, it was the thinking man's holler, reliable as gravity, quick as regret. Okay, now for the import that Detroit wishes it birthed. The 1987 Subaru XT Turbo Wagon. Wait, wagon? Yeah, this cooped-in utility freak had a lifted stance. All-wheel drive, and a Turbo 4 that punched 145 horsepower, enough to slalom through snowdrifts, while your Chevy spun donuts. It was Subaru's mad science experiment, blending rally DNA with family fetch, and man, the aero body kit made it look like a UFO on stilts. History Byte. Born from the Lyon line, it fought imports like the Celica but with actual cargo guts, fold flat seats, roof rails for bikes. I wheeled one through a 90s blizzard once. The boxer growl vibrating the dash, turbo whistle cutting the wind felt like cheating winter itself. Weird insight, pop the hood, and it's got more plumbing than a plumber's nightmare. But that complexity birthed modern AWD kings. Underdog vibe. Total sales tanked when SUVs muscled in, leaving these as cult gems for the flat four faithful. Halfway there, and we're heating up with the 1984 Ford Country Squire, wood grain sides screaming dad bod, but under the hood, a 5.8-liter Windsor V8 with 210 cubes of shove, towing 5,000 pounds like it was groceries. This Panther platform beast, seated 8, had a column shift auto smoother than butter, and floated highways like a magic carpet. Tail time. My old man had a 82, we crammed the station wagon for a Grand Canyon trek, and when a dust storm hit, that V8 just purred through, headlights cutting fog like knives. Comparison. Think Crown Vic on steroids, but with space for your life story. Offbeat nugget. It starred as the truckster, but the real sleeper was its diesel option, torquey as hell, 25 mpg and silent enough to sneak up on Mustangs at lights. Why buried? Fuel crisis killed the big boys. But this one the unsung hero of road trip lore practicality, with a side of "don't test me." Ever wonder if the Japanese could do Detroit better? Enter the 1988 Toyota Camry all-track wagon, all-wheel drive in a family box. Radical then. Genius now 2.0-liter 4, with 130 horsepower. But that viscous coupling sent power where you needed it, turning rain-slicked freeways into playgrounds. It was Toyota's quiet rebellion against FWD boredom, with flip-up rear glass for easy loads and seats that folded into a bed for kids. I remember spotting one at a pull-apart yard grab the transfer case for a project, and the engineer in me geeking out over its simplicity. Story hook. Buddy modded his 2 chase rally stages. Stock, it humbled Civics at stoplights. Turbo whoosh hidden under polite hum. Insight. Precursor to the RAV4, but way cooler, less crossover, more corner. Forgotten cause Wagons got sexy shamed, but this all-tracks the stealth ninja of 80s haulers, proving reliability and rally blood mix like oil and fire. Now, the Euro underbelly bites back with the 1985 Peugeot 505 turbo wagon. French engineering, yeah, the 2.8-liter inline-6 turboed 163 horses. Rear drive balance that danced, and a ride plush as a diplomat's couch. It was Peugeot's last gasp in the US, roomy as a limo, with diesel options for eternal miles. History riff, born from rally legends. It hauled families while whispering "Genie says qua speed." Drove a Resta-modded 86 through the Pocono suspension, hugging turns like a lover. Turbo lag building to a scream that scattered leaves. Wildcard, those pop-up headlights. Pure 80s flirt, hiding malice till you need it. Why go? Renault drama killed imports, but this wagon's the forgotten philosopher, thinks deep, goes fast, loves forever. And the 1982 Dodge Ram wagon turbo weight, minivan, close enough. This K-car sibling got a turbo 2.2-liter mill, 110 horsepower that felt like 200 in a box. Front drive hauling souls with a C that actually cooled. It was Dodge's stab at efficiency with edge. Seating 12. Cargo bay for lives unlived. Quick yarn. Uncle flipped his into a camper. We'd blast folk tunes, turbo spooling as we crested hills, kids whooping. Comparison. Like a caravan on espresso, but sleeper cause who expects thrust from a van. Nugget. Turbo lag. Taught patience, then rewarded with shove life lesson in tin. Faded cause Aerostars stole shine, but damn, it was the everyman's rocket. Alright, hold on to your dipstick weave. Save the crown jewel. The 1986 Mercury Colony Park Grand Marquis wagon, twin to the Ford. But with that Landau roof and pillowy suspension, it hit a 5.0-liter Ho V8, pumping 200 horses, quarter-mile and 15 flat, while swallowing a state's worth of stuff. Why the king? It was the last gasp of true American, excess body on frame live axle, but tuned to thread needles at 80. I chased one for years. When I found it barn-dusted and begging, the first rev woke ghosts of road kings. Smoked a Trans Am on a bet, family laughing in the back. That's the spark. These underdogs remind us, wagons weren't just haulers. They were highways to freedom, power in plain rap. So, as the taillights fade on this cruise, ask yourself, in a world of crossovers screaming for attention, wouldn't you rather roll quiet, strike hard, and carry your tribe like a boss? These 80s sleepers prove the best rides. Hide in plain sight, grab one, wake it up, and live the legend. If this fired your pistons, smash like, sub for more garage gospel, share with your gearhead crew, and comment which forgotten wagon's calling your name. Next time, we crack open 90s muscle misfits. Drive safe, drive real CYA on the blacktop.